Good evening. Welcome to Alice TV. You're watching the Inside Out virtual tour with Alice, Chapter 3. I'm Mark Sugiyama from Eclectic Arts. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on this Monday. This is show number 5 of the third leg of the virtual tour. And I'm super excited for another week of shows and interviews and bands and Alice sets and everything else. And I absolutely want to thank my guest last night, Steve Kafalis, for being the first member of Alice to be interviewed. And we have at least 2 more coming up during the tour, and we have a few more right after the tour that we're going to be scheduling. So at some point, all of the members of Alice will have been interviewed by me, and then at some point during the tour, towards the end of this, we're going to turn the tables, and one or all or some fraction of the band is going to be asking me questions. So they will be interviewing me. I want to thank Foggy Noggin Brewing for being my product sponsor this leg of the tour. Been enjoying Jim's beers, and he'll be coming on next week as a guest to talk about his children's book. And as always, thank you to Alice for everything that they've been inviting me and having me be a part of. It's been just an amazing experience for me, so I can't thank them enough. Coming up tomorrow, Tuesday, Erica Lundahl will be joining me, and I've been looking forward to hearing and meeting Erica because I actually haven't had a chance to see her live here pre-pandemic. She's always been on my radar, and she has a brand new album coming out. And she just did a live stream on Saturday. And interesting enough, when I watched it, she started with poetry, and then she got into her songs. So, and she's planning on doing a live performance during the interview. So Erica is going to be coming up tomorrow, and that's at 7 p.m. Pacific, just like tonight. So please tune in if you can. Okay. My guest tonight is a multi-talented artist. As a musician, author, promoter, app builder, and idol supporter, he has his hands in a variety of endeavors from his home base of Japan. Please welcome to the Eclectic Arts virtual studio, Derek Vesconi. Derek.
Ta-da! I just pop up. Hi, how are you, Mark? How you doing?
I'm doing good, sir. How are you?
I'm wonderful. And before we even begin, I just want to thank all the guys in Alice. You guys rule. Thank you so much for allowing me to come on and do this with Mark. It's very cool. This whole virtual tour thing is super sweet. So very awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah, that's great. And I'm sure they're in Steve's kitchen kind of hearing this right now as we do it. So, yeah, looking forward to doing all these things. And you and I kind of got to know each other about, gosh, that was about 3 years ago when you were here in the States
Ah,
with Necroma. And
yeah. Well
so
done, learning.
let's kind of talk about things that are front and center, though, present day with Idol Underworld. And so we have some people that are watching this right now that aren't familiar with the idol scene in Japan, don't really know exactly what that means. So what kind of general information can you put out to the viewers out there about the whole idol scene?
Well, I mean, Idol's been around for a long time in Japan. I mean, what going all the way back to the 60s, and it's had a long and storied history. Maybe the closest thing that people would be familiar with in terms of Idol is what K-pop has been putting out, especially crossing overseas with Blackpink and everything. But even though Blackpink is considered an idol group, they're K-pop idols. So the reason I'm bringing them up is because I think there's a familiarity with the term idol, but not necessarily how it relates to the performers here in Japan that deem themselves as idols. So, idol has its own set of rules, its own set of ideas. It's a subcultural niche here in Japan. It's been above ground in that sense too, because some idol groups have become massively huge. A couple years ago, Idol was responsible for like X amount of Japan's entire economy. Um, there's about 150,000 Idol fans here in Tokyo and Japan, like this area. There's about 10,000 Idol groups in Japan, and counting. Although I think those numbers have dwindled since the Corona pandemic because the live situation's been complicated. But overall, idols basically, you can be a guy or a girl, you can get on stage, but the concept is that as an idol, you're considered kami or like God. And as a fan, you worship them, hence idol. You give them all your love, all your support. The idea is to watch this person go from nothing to something. The best idol stories in this community deal with that concept. There's a lot more to it, but the basic idea is if you like music and you want to watch really pretty people singing it and having a fun time doing it, check out Idol. That's a terrible explanation. I'm sorry.
No,
That's such a huge question.
yeah, no, it's probably something it will take like 3 or 4 hours to actually start digging into. But
Basically,
yeah,
yeah,
let me kind of
exactly.
I'll ask you some follow-ups though to kind of pick apart some of
Sure.
it. That so it could be like you said, boys, girls, male, female. Is the music style different too, depending on the idol group, or is it kind of the same type of music that you'll hear across the 10,000 bands?
Yeah, I mean, like for the inception of Idol all the way up to I'd say 2010, it was basically what we call like kidda kidda Idol, like super pretty, super cute, it very flowery. A lot of Idol like can be sound very produced or not produced. It doesn't really matter here because that's not the point of why you go to an Idol show. You go to support the girl or guy that's performing. But now every single genre is represented. There was a massive explosion, a massive musical awakening around 2010 and Idol. And now anybody can be an idol pretty much, and any genre is allowed. Like you're getting where I'm seeing a lot of these guys, right, that play guitar here and they're great at guitar and they want to express themselves through Idol. So they'll make all these really creative songs and then have these idols perform it. And I know a lot of these dudes are really cool, and so their music's super creative. So you have everything from death metal to rap to Kidda Kidda Idol to like emo, screamcore. Like it's every genre imaginable with these girls. I say girls because I'm in the girl section. I don't deal with the guys. I very rarely am I ever around guy idol groups. That's not to say there aren't a lot. It's just not my wheelhouse. But with girls, they're up there and they do everything. Every genre is represented. So
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know that. This is going to be really informational for me as well. And and you were telling me pre-show that like when you're done with this interview, you've got just a multitude of things going on. But a couple of things that you mentioned was like you're going to be working with an idol that you're producing to like go to lessons or vocal lessons or dance lessons or any of those type of things. So if you kind of take maybe one of the people that you're working with, what's entailed to get somebody from the start to when they're actually on stage?
yeah, I mean, again, like there's kind of been this thing here where anybody can be an idol, basically, and that's sort of the idea is that you can take somebody who's just normal and make them into idol. I don't know. There's a lot that's involved. I'm brand new to the process of production, but I mean, I'm basically one of only two foreigners in this whole industry. And the other foreigner, he had taken me under his wing and educated me and showed me everything and gave me all of the basis of understanding of how to produce. But now I'm actually doing it, and so it's basically you have to think about everything from their costumes to their music to scheduling their lives. And when I say live, I'm referring to concerts, not their life. It's just in the idol world, when you go to a show, it's called a live. Although technically scheduling their life would be true too. And then creating merchandise. I mean, it's a whole process. It's like it's basically, if you're a band person, you know what I'm talking about. You got to go through everything I just said and then some. As a band guy, as a guy who came from the band, like the band world, it's very much in my wheelhouse, very much what I know to do. The difficulty and challenge for me is basically the language. I speak Japanese and I definitely speak enough to get by, but I'm not fluent. And sometimes I get like I'm around different performers and producers and venue owners. I can't quite grasp everything they're saying. And so I have to really rely on people around me to help me, which thankfully I have a lot of great people around me. But it's just it's sort of a thing that like I didn't expect to be here. This was completely by accident that I got into the idol world. And now that I'm here, it's like, oh, I gotta learn Japanese because nobody speaks English but me. So
Well, so it's that piques my curiosity. Then you said it was kind of like an
sure.
accident. You ended up into to the idol world over there. How did you end up over there then?
Right. So I'm not one of those weeaboos or anything. You know, I didn't grow up thinking, oh, Japan is the greatest country on earth. I must go here. I did have a neighbor when I was very young who was Japanese. She had two sons, and I would play with them. And she took me in as her third son with kind of like, she'd make me this great Japanese curry. You know what I'm talking about, Mark. Like the Japanese curry is the best. And I never forgot that. She's also very pretty, and I was like, wow, like I want to go to Japan someday. But then I, you know, it was out of my mind. Then like 20 years later or whatever, you know, I wanted to write a book, a horror book about some girl in Hiroshima who wants to kill everybody. And I don't know how these ideas come to me. I think ideas just kind of float to you if you're creative and you kind of grab them and you work with them. There's a very famous pianist named Tori Amos who said that, like the ideas just, the songs for music just came to her and she would just pull them out of the air and come to her. I kind of feel the same. So anyway, so I had this idea, but I was like, I got to go to Japan because I have a motto when it comes to writing that you should write what you know, but live what you don't know. And I didn't know anything about Japan, so I went, and that was pretty life changing because I loved Japan right away. I was like, oh, this place is cool. There's a lot of cool stuff here. Then I went to Tokyo, and I started to do a lot of interviews for like 10 years. I started coming to Japan on and off like every year to do various interviews with different types of underground, interesting people, all to get information for the different books I'm writing. And one time I was here, I was like, you know, I want to go see a group, a music group. Like I'm a musician. And I saw on this blog somewhere on YouTube, somebody had a YouTube clip on their blog of these like punk rock, like cute punk rock girls from Japan, and they were going hard on the stage. They were going nuts. Their fans were going crazy. The one girl had a baseball bat with barbed wire around it. She like swung the bat, knocked some dude's teeth out. I'm like, oh, I'm there. I gotta go because I came from the metal hardcore world, and
Right.
so I figured out who that group was. They were called Guso Drop. Now they're called Bakuretsu Joshi or Burst Girl. And I went to Guso Drop and I went right into the front of the stage. Again, I had no idea about Idol. And they come on the stage. This really cute girl like starts smiling at me. She's known for her smile. And I'm like, wow. And next thing I know, the music starts and I'm flattened against the wall. I'm a pancake because the fans went nuts. But I'm, you know, I'm game. I'm game for that. So it was just the next 40 minutes was like absolute insanity. I've never seen anything like it. And then afterwards, the girls came off the stage and they all lined up to do what's called checky. Now, checky is when you take an Instax Polaroid camera, you snap a picture with the girl, and you're in the photo with the girl. It's called a two shot, and then she signs the checky while you talk to her, and you pay for that. That's how these girls make their money, and it's like 1,000 yen, which in American dollars is about $10, and and it varies depending on idol groups and whatnot. So I was like, oh, I want to go see that cute girl. So I got in her line. Again, I had no idea what to do. I don't speak any Japanese at this point. And I go up to her and I go to give her a hug, you know, just like I'm like, oh my God, you're amazing. And I almost got gang tackled by all these dudes, and they're like, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, you can't touch her. Like, what are you talking about? Next thing I know, I get indoctrinated into the world of Idol. Then I became a fan. That was 5 years ago. And then 3 years ago, I decided to become a staff member because I realized I could do a lot more in that regard. And then here I am down the rabbit hole and never coming out. Sorry, but that's how I got into it. I didn't. I just happened to see that blog link on YouTube from on that blog, that video, and changed my life. You know, completely changed everything I'm doing. Completely, which is cool, right?
Yeah, no, that's an amazing story. Thanks for sharing that. I'm actually picturing you after the show in line, and yeah, just not knowing what the protocol is, and then everyone around you let you know you don't do that.
Yeah, there's rules with idols. Again, like I mean, like, and also there a lot of these girls, they're in their 20s. They're very pretty, so they do garner a lot of attention from guys, and some of these guys can't handle that, or they're mentally, you know, messed up. And but it's very rare in idol. It's extremely rare to have any incidents or anything. Like it just doesn't happen. Unfortunately, a lot of Western journalists, when they come into the idol world, they step their little, you know, pinky toe in the idol community. That's what they go to, and it sucks because it's just not true. It's like it'd be like if I was a real estate agent, I took you to a house that you're interested in buying. I open up the closet in like the second basement level of the house. I'm like, now see the dirt there? Stare at it for 45 minutes. You know, it's like that's a very tiny part of the overall picture,
Got it. Got it. Wow. So one thing, and I've only seen through actually some other people that I know over here stateside that are way into the idol scene. So like when a group happens to play at a convention or play something here in the States, they go fly down to it if it's in LA or in any other city. Is there a push to have some of the idol groups come to not only America, but over to Europe and other parts of the world? Or is it kind of like they're happy just being where they're at?
I mean, as somebody who's put on a lot of those tours of idols, like, I took idols to Los Angeles. I went on a national American tour with an idol group all over America. I've been all over Europe, at almost every country you can think of in Europe I've been to with idols. I've booked and promoted and done all of that. There's more of a push on the foreign side, of course, but we used to, before COVID, I mean, foreign idol fans came here quite regularly, which was nice. More so in frequent years. I think a lot of that had to do with a lot of stuff I was doing with groups and promoting. I'll gladly take the credit for that because I worked my butt off to do that. On the Japan side, every idol says they want to go to America. Every idol says they want to go overseas. The reality is, then when you give them the offer, then some of them will backtrack because it's too scary, or it's just the technicality of coming is very complicated. It's also extremely expensive. I had to take one idol group. There's 4 members, and I thought it was just going to be them and their manager. They were going to perform at East Meets West Music Fest in Los Angeles, the idols meets metal groups that show I created. And they ended up asking me to take 3 more staff. So altogether, it was 8 people I had to pay for. And that's crazy, but that's idol. Like, if I would have said, no, 2 of your staff members can't come, and they would have just been like, oh, okay, we won't go then. Like, it's like, it can be very difficult to negotiate. Some idol groups want to know every detail, and if one detail's off, it messes them up. Some groups don't care. They're like, here, Derek, yeah, we'll go. Just tell us when, where, we'll show up. It varies. Over the past couple of years, I've built a lot of trust with a lot of these groups, because I worked about 45 different groups now, and so a lot of them really, like, they see me as their foreign fan connection, and so I help them disseminate information from foreign communities to them, and vice versa. And so, like, one of the things I want to do later, like once COVID is done wrecking the world, is I want to create a huge festival like in Europe or America. Europe's probably be easier because of the immigration processes and stuff.
Mm.
But I want to take all these. I want to take, like, 45 overall total amounts of people, including idol and staff, to like Germany or something. And I can't tell you how hard that is. The process, it's unreal. It really is.
Yeah, I think you and I actually talked offline at one point a little bit about some of those details of what it goes into doing this, and it was eye-opening to me. I mean, things I just don't think about, and all the sacrifice and the risk that happens. That you're hoping you get your return back on the investment, and but you don't know. But I do know, again, that at least the underground fan base around here in the United States, they are rabid
Yeah. Well,
about idols.
very, very much. I mean, I do everything because of passion in my heart. I'm not money motivated. If I was, I'd be in a different world, I think, than I'm in now. But there's a lot of creative types here. That's why I'm here. I like creativity. I like artists. I like being around beautiful people that inspire me, and beautiful inside and outside. And I'm here. I'm doing exactly what I want to do. It's If I was worried about my return, I'm in the wrong profession, but I've made it work. My website, Idol Underworld, I sell idol goods to foreign fans that wouldn't otherwise have a chance to get idol goods because A, they can't come to Japan, or B, a lot of these Japanese groups don't care, or I don't say don't care, that's the wrong way to put it. It's like they don't have the ability to sell their products to foreign fans because they don't, like, for example, nobody here in Japan uses PayPal. So that right there cuts off just about every foreign fan. But my site accepts PayPal. So everybody comes to me. So even something as technical as that can put a stop to an entire industry's ability to sell their products to another group. And then also, it's the language barrier. A lot of them don't know how to write even in English what they're selling, and I help translate and do all that. And so it's kind of been in that sense a little bit more on the passion end, why we do what we do here. And that's, and if you're somebody who likes passionate and creative people, and you like sub niche subculture, Idol's it. It is the best thing here in Tokyo when it comes to subculture, because it's thriving. Even in Corona, we've managed to survive. We've managed to make it work. Sucks, but it's worked.
Yeah, no, when you're talking about that you like being around creative people and passionate people, that's Alice. That's the members of Alice. They don't stop. We were just talking about this yesterday. They continually they innovate. They push themselves. They're doers. They're good people. And that's why at least their fan base. I've met so many new fans by doing this, and they're just like the band. And it shouldn't surprise me, because I think I'm somewhat like the band too, because that's why we connected.
Very cool.
And now we're connecting with you over in Japan about the whole idol scene. And you're right. I know that when I've looked at a few of the artists that are based in Japan, you can't trust any kind of like a translation, like using Google or something to translate the site. It's none of it's ever right, and it's just a mess. And then I'm curious. I'm not curious, but I'm cautious about trying to pay online for something that I'm not quite sure if I'm doing this right. But if I go to your site, it's in English. It makes sense. Like you said, the PayPal buttons are there, and it just makes it just like I'm shopping for something here in Seattle.
Yeah, that was the point. And then eventually I want to, of course, improve Idol Underworld, make it much more even easier than it is, and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, it works. The thing is, I'm like a one-man army here. Like, I do so many different things. That's been the main challenge, is like keeping everything flowing in the right direction, when one little thing can derail stuff here. But when you're a one-man army, you're doing everything yourself, and you're trying to be creative on top of that. That can be difficult. So the guys in Alice are like me. All props and respect. I'm very curious to know more. So definitely be checking that out after this, I think.
Cool.
So,
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah. There's definitely similarities for sure between Alice and what you're doing with Idol Underworld. I'm just curious too. You have a Patreon that you've been one of many things. Can you talk about what's going on lately with your Patreon?
I mean, that pays my rent, so it's very awesome to have, and I'm grateful to all the people that support what I do. Basically, that started out because I was doing the writing thing, but now it's kind of pivoted more to the idol thing. And I basically just give a lot of I do a lot of audio, like, podcasts, and then I'll send the links out and people can hear what I just talk about my days, because believe it or not, the idol world's very private, and so I'm inside the idol world, and I hear and see and do a lot of things that the outside world doesn't have access to. It's one of the reasons why I made my documentary about idols and stuff. And so the Patreon allows me to do these kind of things by supporting me financially enough that I don't got to go work at Family Mart, for 4 hours every week or 8 hours a week to get money. Like, I can spend that time being creative. And I give rewards, things like that, of course. I mean, yeah, check it out if you guys have a chance. It'd be pretty awesome if you did. I'd love to have new supporters. I'm always putting out interesting, I promise, it's interesting, like, stuff. Like, I'll sound like I'm speaking in code because there's so much idol stuff that I go through, but you'll catch on. If you like subculture and sub niche, you like pretty people singing pretty awesome music, I mean, this is the place to be, man. It's just really cool. It's really cool when you walk into a venue, especially if you're a foreigner. In some cases, that can be really cool. Like, you're the only foreigner in there, and everybody's kind of looking at you first, but then they realize you're a fan of the idols, and then the fans will come over and talk to you. I've had fans buy me beers, buy me CDs of groups, give me CDs, and they're like, please support my idol because I love her. And I'm like, yeah, cool. Like, I'm down. I'm a staff person. I work with her, but sure, you can give me your stuff. It's very, very kind that you didn't know that. Of course, now pretty much a lot of people know who I am now, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, it can be, it's very rewarding is what I'm getting at, I think. So.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. And I know too that depending on which idol you're supporting, at least from what my limited knowledge, I just remember seeing, like, when the one group was here in Seattle, that there's certain movements are supposed to happen during certain songs. in terms
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, from the audience. That's all. In an American audience might just kind of be like, yelling and clapping or whatever, but depending on what song was going on, then the audience was supposed to be doing certain gestures and things. It was really interesting to watch.
Yeah, there's a whole ritualized back and forth between the performers, the idols, and their fans. I mean, we call it Furia copy. Furia copy is when you copy what the girls are doing on the stage yourself, and it's very much a part of what you'll see at every idol live. It's very much accepted. It's a sign of love for the group. Again, it's no different than, when the first person decided to start moshing at a metal show however many years ago. It's just it belongs to a certain niche, and it's very much loved and respected when we see you do that, especially if you're good. Some of these guys, they could be on the stage, they're that good. And girls, because there's a lot of girls that come to idol shows too. And you're just like, whoa, like, you're actually, get on stage, like, you're amazing. Of course that'd be a no-no, but there's that. And then also we do stuff called mixing, where you'll say certain Japanese phrases in response to what the girls are singing. And again, that's all part of the ritualized back and forth that goes on at the shows. That's what makes it a lot of fun. If you're into that, you'll have the best time, especially if you're good. If you're good, you can end up being in the middle of a circle of guys and girl fans, and you're the one leading the mixing and the chanting and the fear copy, and like, people have just the best time doing that. And you feel amazing. Like, you can go into an idol show. You're a guy who works at a department store for 8 hours. You go to the idol show after your shift is over. You're not that guy anymore. You're an idol fan, and all the world disappears for that time while you're at the show, and you can become your own god at the show, depending on how devoted you are, how much you're the community of fans. It's like seeing a bunch of friends all the time. It's pretty cool.
Yes, yeah, it sounds very cool. And we've got about 3 to 4 minutes left over here, and I definitely want to talk about your pending documentary that you have coming out. What can you kind of talk about at this point with it?
Yeah, so the documentary is called Jonetsu no Hana, which in English translates to The Flowers of Passion. It's stories from the Tokyo Underground Idol scene. Basically, I shot this last August until about January of this year. Been editing it since March and still editing, but it's like 98% done at this point. It's going to be about 6 episodes. It's a mini documentary series. Basically, I answer the question, why do these girls become idols? I also give you kind of an overview of the idol world, and most of all, I show you the inside from a staff point of view. I've been staff, like I said, for about 3 years, and so I just show you my world. And I had unlimited access, very private moments with these girls. I was able to show a lot of interviews, a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of live, a lot of concerts. And yeah, it's just what you would see if you come here. It'll be coming out hopefully soon. I'm looking at all streaming platforms, basically Amazon Prime mostly. I'll be selling it at Idol Underworld, and I'm looking at some production companies help me distribute. So that's all in the works right now. Looking to come out maybe the end of this month, maybe, or November for sure.
That's awesome. And I'm just curious for myself as a fan that when you had, like you said, you had unlimited access. That's got to be rare. I mean, that's got to be super rare, I would think. In terms of, did you run into any groups where they're like, well, we don't want you filming this part, or were they just saying, no, go ahead and do it?
Yeah, I mean, it's beyond rare. I'm the first person to do it. Like, there was another documentary that came out a while ago, but that person didn't really kind of have the access I do. And also, with me, again, I work with these groups regularly, so they know me. So that's why that was okay. And also, I gave them all final cut. So if they didn't like something, they can cut it. I'm cool with that. But yeah, I mean, I definitely had groups like, you can't film this, you can't film that. I didn't go to any of the idols' homes because that's a big no-no in Idol, and I don't want to know because I work with them. It would be very weird. But I was able to still capture who they are, what they do, and everything. And you get to see moments like in the Gakia, like a live house Gakia, the backstage. That's You never film there. I got to film there. And just checky time with fans and the idol. I had my camera right in people's faces while they're doing that. That's extremely rare. So yeah, I got a lot of access in that regard. It was very cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to see this. That sounds awesome. And I know of any Idol fan out there, or even anyone who's just becoming an Idol fan from listening to you talk, that I think that's going to make them just perk up really quick about, wow, you're going to get to finally see some access that no one's ever had before to this whole scene. Awesome.
Yeah,
So,
good time.
Derek, yeah, Derek, we've got about a minute left. So, is there anything you'd like to say about what you kind of mentioned about the documentary, but anything else that's coming up that you want to plug, let the fans out there know about?
Well, again, thank you, Alice, so much for having me. Thank you, Mark, for having me. That's just amazing. Please check out Idol Underworld. It's idolunderworld.com, just how it sounds, IDOL underworld.com. If you want to check out some Idol goods, my documentary, be on the lookout for that. Like I said, it'll be hitting everywhere as much as I can get it out there very, very, very soon. And yeah, other than that, be on the lookout for the groups I'll be producing, the idols I'll be producing. All of that's coming out. And then if you're interested in Idol, you have any questions, just hit me up. I'm happy to talk to you about it. Happy to help you. I've helped a lot of foreigners get into this world and stay. So please ask. I'm really open about that stuff. I'll always make time for somebody. So yeah, and thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. It's pretty fun.
Thank you, Derek, for taking the time. And yeah, and I put your Facebook page into the, not your personal one, but the Idol Underworld page into the chat here, so people can see how to get connected to you right away. And stay safe over there in Japan. And hopefully, I'll have a chance to talk to you sooner than later.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Right.
Much appreciated.
All right. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Hi there, it's Lennon Hobson with Boomstick Theater, and you are watching the Inside Out Tour with Alice.
small dog show. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. Sorry, that's Fred. Up there. Back there. Over there. That's Fred. She's guest starring tonight. Anyway. If death can't wake it, I split my knees when I hit the ground. Devils get toothless this time. Wrong again, I'm wrong again, my love. Is anyone there that no one can find you right? Is anyone there that no one can find you right? Take one to grow big. Two to grow small. Take it and tweak it and tweak it. Take it till I disappear. Wrong again, I'm wrong again, my love. Is there anyone there that no one can find you right? Is there anyone there that no one can find you right? Is there anyone there, no one? Is there anyone there I can't find it? Is there anyone there that no one can find it? Thanks for the Fred solo, Fred. Oh gosh, what a mess. So far, this is just like a normal show. Throwing stuff on the ground, getting distracted. Sentimental woman.
songs left. My name is Jen Scafidi. I normally sing and play these songs in a band called Blunderbuss, but because we are in isolation times, I play and sing these songs alone in my living room to my dog, Fred. Extra big thanks to Moa for making this happen tonight, to Alice and Pink Awful for also playing. Yeah. Thanks. It's nice to see you, friends. I hope I can see you in person real soon. Many sweaty hugs. Old friends, going to men, while hard lines die with best. Choosing our own life, finally bright. Old friends. everybody like a lot.
Hi again, Lennon here with Boomstick Theater. Thank you so much for joining us for Alice's Inside Out virtual tour. We're gonna take a 5-minute intermission, so grab your drinks and your snacks, but don't go anywhere. We'll see you back here shortly.
They come over the mountains. All right, hi everybody. We're Pink Awful. Here to play a few songs for you. Thank you, Momo, for having us, and thank you, Alice, for letting us play with you.
It's
She couldn't see my skin. But what the night, celebrate, so to break. Weight hangs from the underarms. Weighted skin, frankly say I'm dressed perfect job. Dressed perfect job. Weight hangs from the underarms. Weighted skin, frankly say I'm dressed perfect job. Dressed perfect job. Each winter, Omega. It's time to make the confines of the wheel turning. Weight hangs from the underarms. Weighted skin, frankly say I'm dressed perfect job. Dressed perfect job. Weight hangs from the underarms. Weighted skin, frankly say I'm dressed perfect job. Dressed perfect job. Dragons delivered mind to mind. Dragons delivered mind to All right, thanks everybody again. We're Pink Awful. This is our last song. It's called Peel Back. And just want to say thanks again to Momo and Alice for having us. But I won't start here. Can't hide your scars. No, struggle comes from inside. Mountains you know, no they can't
Hi again. It's Lennon Hobson with Boomstick Theater, just popping in to say hi. We hope you're enjoying the Inside Out virtual tour with Alice.
Hi, everyone. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much to our new friends in Blunderbuss and Pink Awful. You guys were awesome. Such a pleasure to get to play Virtual Reno and saying howdy to our friends at the Elbow Room. Momo, we love you. Thank you so much for putting this all together. It's been awesome to get to do these shows virtually, even though we can't be in person. So, and I saw in our little chat that we have some Reno peeps out there. So, yay! Sending lots of love. Thank you guys so much. Yes. All right. Y'all ready?
everybody. Thank y'all so much for joining us. Thank you to, everybody who's here tonight. Thank y'all for choosing to spend your time with us. It means so much to us. Whenever you guys decide to be here, it's such an honor and a privilege. So thank y'all.
I see. Maybe I just want one world, the bright blue sea. Maybe I'm tired of fighting invisible enemies, causes that mean nothing while the world cries out for peace. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. Give me kindness, give me peace. Give me people who live their dreams. Give me kindness, give me peace. Give me people who live their dreams. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. I'm wide awake. Maybe I'm tired of hiding, signals we made. Maybe I just want one world before it's too late. Maybe I'm tired of fighting invisible enemies, causes that mean nothing while the world cries out for peace. I'm wide awake. 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 So, for those of you who are new to us, we are Alice, and thank you so much again for tuning in. And hello at the Elbow Room in physical space. We're so used to virtual space, so hello in physical space. This next song is called Mirage, but we also call it the Slapper song because Miss Sasha over there plays this awesome instrument called the Slapper. So, grab your little sticks for a little slap along, you guys.
different. I guess we'll find out which later. So thanks y'all again so much for being here with us. We're super excited to get to make some music tonight and spend some time with y'all. We hope that you are enjoying your Monday evening. Wow.
Time is fluid.
Best freaking Monday, dude.
Yes.
Like, I love this Monday.
So this is a totally brand new one. We haven't recorded it yet. But yes, we're playing experimental, which means we're figuring things out along the way. So this is a new one called Something to Believe. So this next one is a relatively newish song that we just released a music video for during our last virtual tour, and it's called Bottled Truth. Well, we have a couple more for y'all. Before we do something we call tea time, if you are unfamiliar, we all like to kind of do a little Zoom chat, hang post-show just to get to connect, and it's always good to see faces and see how you're all doing out there. So thank you so much again to Blunderbuss and Pink Awful and to Momo and all of you out there for tuning in. We're super grateful. So it's time for us to introduce our band family. I love this part. Gordon, it's your turn.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
To introduce the band family.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, the one who always seems to forget to introduce herself, we have Tosh Cox on the vocals and the piano and the keyboard and the tour planning. It's just so much. And then there's Sasha. Sasha Travis doing the slapper, doing the theremin. Archimedes is going to make an appearance. Sasha. And then we have Scott on the guitar. Scott on the guitar and the command central. He's the one pulling the strings in the spaceship, eating food, sandwiches at the controls, and not spilling a crumb or a drop. It's amazing. Steve, the Doc Rock drummer, holding it down, giving himself light, giving us light. And Carl, the mad genius behind the camera, the man in the dark. The man who is he and Sasha have nonstop been building, doing really fun stuff. There's Carl.
We love our Carl. And let us not forget Cordonius Bash on bass and synth and tippity-tap dancing and sound. Yeah, Mr. Gordon Bash. You guys, guess what?
What?
Is it Wednesday?
No,
Wednesday.
Today's Monday.
I am so looking forward to the Metal Moo Bash Rock Extravaganza. This is going to be super awesome.
Utterly amazing.
We have special treats in mind.
Legendary.
Uh-oh.
Would behoove us to.
Thank you so much again to our wonderful Reno friends. We're sending y'all lots and lots of love, and can't wait to see you and give you hugs in person. But in the meantime, non-contagious COVID hugs.
Non-contagious virtual hugs.
Non-COVID hugs, yes.
Non-COVID hugs.
Yes, this is our last one. dear friends, thank you so much again for joining us this evening. If you want to stick around, we'll have tea time, a little Zoom chat, and if not, we hope you have a beautiful night, and we're sending lots of love your way wherever you are in the world. Mwah.
Again, Stick Theater, we cannot thank you enough for being part of the Inside Out virtual tour with Alice. If you want to stick around for a little while longer, pour yourself some tea or anything else you want into your favorite cup, and we will be back after a short break to have tea time. The band will answer any questions, or we can just hang out, chat, and share a little tea. See you soon.
Yay! Aw, we'll miss you.
We'll
Yeah,
divide
hey,
by
hey,
zero
hey.
and make it work.
How do I push? Is it that button? Yeah, maybe there. Can you still hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, technology. Oh, well, how's everybody's Monday?
Monday hit like late, but it was good. I had a good day at work.
Good.
And then when I decided to use my infinite wisdom and try to update something on Skyrim and practically wrecked everything in the process. So I have Steam queued up to download everything tonight while I'm asleep.
Oh no.
Derp.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, my stars. Whoops.
Yep. And then I did an update like the day before, not realizing that it broke at least 5 other games. So everybody I'm just like, all right. Everyone's going at once. I don't care.
Yeah, all the things.
Breaking things.
Uh-huh.
Well, the Elder Scrolls Online survived, so.
Well, that's the good thing.
Well, thank
I need that one to stay
goodness.
alive.
Yeah.
That's where I am right now.
Yeah, didn't you go blasting by me when I was like live once? I'm like, wait, what?
Yes, it did.
That's awesome. I like your shirt, Peter.
Nice.
Is it?
Yeah, it's really soft. You know,
Is it so soft?
I highly recommend it to everyone here.
Yeah.
That was actually the shirt I wore today too. We were
Yeah, I figured
Twinkies.
after the whole idol thing, it was the most appropriate shirt for tonight.
Yeah, and I like your hat. It's so
Yeah, that's a nice
so
hat.
sweet hat.
Спасибо большое.
Ah, yeah.
Yay.
Пожалуйста.
I'm waiting until Thursday.
Я
Then I might
говорю
get.
по-русски всегда ночь. No, I'm not.
Oh, my stars.
You
and
guys sounded great
bars.
tonight. Not a single bad thing.
Thank you so much.
The guitar for Dead needs to be in the studio edition.
Ooh.
That needs to be put in there. It added that level to that song and just kicked it right into its own thing, and it's.
And it's one of those things where you'll never be able to recreate that sound ever again. Well, you might. I won't.
Yay. Many sounds.
Yeah, that's always the fun part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just add layers to the cake.
Yes, we
One
like
of my favorite guitar solos is in a song by Shotgun Messiah. And it's basically every cliche in the book done perfectly. And it's just, it's like pick scrape up, pick scrape down, and it's just like whammy, and it's just like short and sweet, like almost punk short. And it's just kind of hilarious. But it's now like this is so good. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's on Violent New Breed. Produced by Scold.
Nice.
It was produced.
Yeah, they completely reinvented their sound. They used to be glam metal up until that album, and that album they went very 9 Inch Nails, industrial metal sound.
Wow, that's cool. What an interesting combination.
Yeah, it was a really hard transition. Most people couldn't accept it. You can find it for like 99 cents on Amazon now.
I like things that are 99 cents.
Well, it's good for us. It's not so good for Shotgun Messiah.
True. I mean, just like things
But
in
yeah,
general, like
some of my favorite
shoelaces.
music is really easy to get on Amazon.
I hear
Amazon-
someone checking.
Amazon's been pretty good to me as of late. Deliveries
Yeah.
have been at speed. I sent my sister her birthday present, and I ordered a vest right before the stream got started too.
Yeah, when
So,
are you going to wear your fancy new vest?
Oh, the one I ordered had to be shipped back. I just ordered the one. I found one that fit better and looked a lot nicer. I literally ordered that about 2 hours ago, so I'll have it Thursday.
Yay! It's so exciting. I can't wait to see it.
And I also sent you a private message today as well by
rad.
the book face.
By the book face. Well, I will read it. That was very definitive. It's an exciting moment. Thank you
Well,
for
the way you held
messaging
your
me.
boots up just now, I'm like, uh-oh.
That's right. No, I will absolutely. Well, I have one boot off. I have to get the other one off. It's a slow process these days to get these boots off, but they're coming off. Yeah, I look forward to reading it. Thank you so much for messaging me. It's going to be super fun. Ugh. Come here, shoe. Well, what were the highlights? I mean, besides the show, what were the highlights of everybody's Monday? I know it's a Monday, but even Mondays have great
Day
things.
8.
Day 8?
Is today day 8?
Is it?
It is.
No, it's Taco Cat Day 8.
Taco Cat! How is Taco
Oh.
Cat?
Taco Cat.
So yeah, she's been. So yeah, every day is like, aw.
Yay!
Everyone needs an animal or a loved one to look at them the way Taco Cat looks at me. She just gazes at me so lovingly. It's just adorable. It breaks my heart every time I walk in that room.
They know, like, I don't know. I feel like so often they know when you saved them. Like they know.
She knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows. And she knew before I knew.
She chose you. She was
Why
like,
she
you.
popped down in front of me. She knew
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
She was like, I need you to rescue me. You and only you.
Oh, so great. Kitty.
Oh,
And there's Bobby.
I was recording a keyboard part for someone.
Ooh.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That was fun.
How did it go?
Not good.
Oh.
I mean, I can nail the keyboard part, but if you wanted me to videotape myself playing, and that's the hard part. That's the part that kept screwing me up. So I would mess up, and I could if it was just audio, I could just re-record it.
Right.
But I'd visibly get frustrated, and I'm like, I can't do that. It's got to be all in one take. It's got to look like I was playing the entire time at least.
Yeah.
Breathe. You gotta breathe.
Yeah, that's our takeaway today.
Yeah, that's our big lesson for the day. Don't forget to breathe.
It's true. Sometimes I do. Like I was telling Sash, like if I practice like a super complicated piano part, I do forget to breathe. And then at the end of it, I'm like, why am I so tired?
Yeah.
Breathing is essential.
It is.
So very much so.
It keeps your brain solid.
Yes.
Kinda.
Sorta. Mostly.
It's an insurance policy, but it doesn't work all the time.
It keeps you conscious.
That's for sure.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that bit. Yeah. That kind of helps.
Which is super helpful. Yeah, that whole staying conscious for life thing. That's helpful.
You also have to keep it watered.
The self
Hydration.
hydrate or die. Very important. Very,
It's
very
like
important.
a plant. No.
Well, we're basically just like complicated houseplants, right? Like I have a lot of emotions and I wish I was always holding a taco, but I'm mostly a plant.
Oh, I went shopping today and I bought extra firm tofu.
Oh, yay!
Nice.
Are you going to try John's recipe?
Yeah, try.
Yay! He'll be so
Really looking forward
happy.
to it.
Yes.
It's
I'll have to let
somewhere
him
on the
know.
bucket list.
That's so awesome.
I bought other things.
Yay!
That's good too.
What did you buy?
Chicken.
Chicken.
Give me that chicken, Linda. Give me that chicken.
And that's what I cooked tonight.
Oh, nice. How'd you cook it?
Baked it in the oven.
Nice.
Nice.
So yum.
I tried baking it once. It was okay. Not as fun as doing it on the pan.
Yeah.
Yeah. I seem to have a lot more fun with cooking stovetop versus putting it into whatever and then throwing it in the oven and then being bored for however long the oven takes.
Yeah.
I like having to, in a weird way, I kind of like having to constantly babysit the stove.
Yeah. The busyness of food preparation is
Mhm.
actually very zen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like to multitask.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. One time I was busy preparing. This was back at the start of COVID. I was preparing meals and stuff, and I had a medieval tavern music playing
What?
in the
Oh,
background
rad.
off of my phone because I was really studying like the ways of the night and meals of the day. And as a matter of fact, the one of the dishes I was preparing was pulled right from one of the channels and right from the video I watched earlier that day, and it came out very nice. And that
That's
You're
so
method.
fun.
that was actually the first time I ever cooked fish.
Woo!
What kind of fish did you cook?
It was salmon, and I pan fried it.
Mm.
Nice. I love salmon.
I kind of
Yeah.
want to do like a proper Hobbit meal, like get like like actual recipe book, and like I know I want to get it and make
would be
Hobbit
so-
food.
That would be so fun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Hobbit-
we're already pretty good at hobbiting. I mean, we like to eat 6-7 times a day at like whatever strange intervals we possibly plan, like including tea time. You know, we're pretty good little hobbits.
Yes. It's like 11sies,
Mhm.
supper, dinner.
Dinner, second breakfast. That's my favorite. Honestly, I could have third breakfast, sixth breakfast, 10th breakfast, like eggs and bacon all day long. That sounds great.
I did get
Oh.
a gluten-free pumpkin pancake mix that we need to
Oh,
make.
oh, you
Oh
spoil
my
me.
god!
You spoil me.
Because like technically it's still the pancake tour. So
Technically, yeah, still the first one.
yeah, I think one of our meals on these evenings we need to do like a proper pancake dinner.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
What condiments are you using?
Ooh, good question. Probably, well,
Cream
okay.
puffs.
Definitely maple syrup.
Yeah.
Definitely maple syrup. That's
Butter.
like a,
Real stuff.
yes,
Butter.
yes.
Butter.
The real stuff.
Yeah, butter.
A buddy of mine
butter.
had said, a buddy of mine
Butter.
was hoping that you guys would like integrate Nutella into it, and I'm like, eh.
Oh, mm,
That's my sister's jam. My
yeah.
sister is all about like the Nutella sandwich pancake situation.
Bananas. That would be like a
Ooh,
good.
bananas. I always love fruit. Like fruit
Yeah.
with like heavy cream, but nothing like added, just heavy cream, you know?
Mhm.
So yummy.
Like
We
peaches
need
and cream.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fruit and cream. Peaches cream.
Pizza.
Strawberries cream.
We need to make your goulash too, Peter. I think we're
Heckin'
just,
yeah.
that's on deck.
That would be
Yeah.
a fun tour meal one night.
Yeah, let's make that
Feel,
next.
feel free
Yeah.
to contact me and have me, backseat drive.
Thank you.
I've got the do the Impossible Sausage version. That is easily my favorite. Every time I've done the
Ooh.
Impossible Sausage version, it came out perfect.
Okay.
Forgive my ignorance, is Impossible Sausage vegetarian sausage? That sounds awesome.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I think that so the particular flavor that I like is the hot Italian. I think even you can handle the hot Italian, Sasha.
I don't know. You guys, you don't
I think
know.
you can. I think you can.
I'll give it a try. I mean, I'll try anything twice.
Only twice?
Well, I feel like the first time you might not know. You might just be having an off day. You know, you never really know. Like, if that was that really awful, or should I try that again? Usually, after a second time, if it's awful again, it might be awful forever.
It might actually be awful. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, look at all the different cookbooks. The Shire cookbook, the Elder Scrolls cookbook. There's a Harry Potter
Harry
cookbook.
Potter.
There's a World of Warcraft cookbook.
Yeah, I saw that.
Mhm.
Well, I'm considering picking the books up. Well, at least the Elder Scrolls book up.
Yeah.
My next paycheck is going to hit soon. If you
Yeah.
guys want the Shire book, let me know. I'll hook you guys up. I'll order it and send it to you.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Shire
Thank you so
book.
much, Shire.
I know. I mean, I know y'all's at least 2 of you have birthdays coming up. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gordon's just passed, so.
Yeah, we're fall birthdays mostly.
Yep,
Mostly.
All right, now I feel like the oddball.
I'm spring.
Are you spring?
I'm in the middle of June.
My wife is Halloween.
Oh, how fun!
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Wait, Dusty, this is your birthday month, isn't it?
When is your birthday? Dusty?
Mine is the 20th.
Oh, so soon!
Oh, we get to celebrate.
I was gonna say we're gonna be on tour still. That's so great.
Yes.
I already checked exactly what you had on schedule those days, and you're playing Crashing Cairo, which is awesome.
Oh yeah.
And you're doing performance art on the other night, which is also awesome.
Oh, yay! How
So
fun!
Crashing Cairo.
Yeah.
Yes.
I really like them. They were so awesome.
They had a good. Yeah, I loved it when you guys had them. I'm glad you brought them back.
They're so good.
Wonderful.
Yeah. They're amazing.
Speaking of bringing people back, are you bringing Starbase back?
Yes, on that night.
Same night.
Ashton Cairo and Starbase together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gonna be a fun one.
We thought it would be a really cool pairing.
So you guys changed the subject. So when are your birthdays? You said there were 2 birthdays coming up?
Yeah, so Sasha's is November 1st and mine is November 4th.
Oh, okay. So it's going to be after the tour then.
Yeah.
I'm 3 days older than Tosh, so I win all the arguments.
3 days?
Uh-huh.
But we're November babies, so it's super fun. Well, you get Day of the Dead. That's awesome.
I do. Yeah, I'm an All Souls baby.
I'm older than all you all, but I still will lose arguments.
It depends on how you argue. I mean, if all you're doing is throwing teeny tiny pieces of toilet paper at each other, then everybody wins.
True.
I know how to start an argument with you now, Sasha.
Hear your knowledge and my completely immature temper tantrums.
Well, I think everybody needs a good temper tantrum at least every now and then. You know, sometimes I throw myself on the floor and flop around like a fish. That helps a lot. Tasha's seen the fish flop.
I have. It's awesome. I love the fish flop.
The fish
Videos
flop is
where it didn't
for
happen.
real. Oh no, I don't think so.
Oh man.
I'm not picturing this.
Or they're rolling around like the guinea pig.
Oh,
rolling.
No, I understand exactly what you're describing. I just don't picture Sasha doing it.
Yeah, temper tantrum city. Yeah, except no, the rolling around for the belly is when your belly hurts. You roll around on the floor a little bit, get your belly all wiggly.
Taco Cat really likes having her belly rubbed.
Man, who doesn't? That's so rad.
No, but cats don't usually.
Yeah.
Cats
No,
like
usually
5 seconds
they're-
and then the claws come out.
Yeah,
the
it's a
teeth
trap.
come out, and
Yeah,
the
my
blood is left, and you start getting a little lightheaded.
Yeah.
My parents' cat
Not talking
used to like that. She would let you do it for a few minutes, and then the claws would
Oh,
come
yeah.
out, but nope,
Yeah.
time's up.
Yeah. Every cat I've ever known. Hold on, let's make sure I'm not lying. Most of the cats that I have known are the trap cats. Like they lay down, they're like, "Hey, you wanna pet my
Backward.
belly? You know you do."
How
And
you
then it's
doing,
kablammo.
huh?
How you doing?
I did
The
live
thing
with
is, the
one
reason
very.
it's such a good trap is because they're sincere. They actually do want you to rub their belly.
Yeah.
It's just that 5 seconds later, they change their mind.
They're done. Yeah. Which I think is entirely their prerogative. You know, you're touching their belly, so when they're done, they're done.
So yeah, you just gotta have good reaction time.
Yeah, it's true. You gotta be quick.
You have to see it coming. So yeah, I mean, most cats that I've ever been involved with have either not liked their belly rub. So for example, Sky. When I got Sky, I'm pretty sure she had been pregnant at one point, and her nipples were really sensitive, and that didn't go away for years. So I just left her belly rub always. And she's only recently started to take it a little bit.
Yeah.
Bobby, he's male, so he didn't have that problem, but it still took him a couple of years to get him to trust me enough to rub his belly.
There he is. I see him. Hi, Bobby.
Yes, that's him.
His little cat face. He's so cute.
That's so cute.
I used to have a cat that liked to roll in the dirt. It was a black long hair.
Oh, delightful.
I thought it was a dog.
That's so funny.
Liked to have its belly rub. flip down and go for it.
Get it. That's awesome.
That's how Taco Cat is. Taco Cat's just pure chill.
That's so rad.
It's
Show
pretty
cats. Not allowed to have cats anymore. Wife is
I know.
allergic.
Oh yeah, those cat allergies are serious.
Wife is allergic, and the dog will eat them.
Yeah, dogs do that. Big dogs. How big
That
is your
would
dog?
also
How
be
many
bad.
pounds is your dog?
She's about 40.
She a big dog. That's awesome.
Not that big.
Real dog.
Yeah, but she's
Everybody says she's small for a husky.
Yeah. I don't know. She looks pretty floofy from here.
Actually, she blew her overcoat. That's her
Yeah.
undercoat.
Nice.
So there's still fur balls blowing across the house every once in a while.
Everywhere. I mean, and there's no getting away from it. Yeah.
Every 6
No
months,
getting away from the fur.
she blows the whole thing.
Yeah. Do you use like the Furminator on her?
I have a brush that does pretty good.
Yeah. Those things
But
are rad.
but freaking doing it is,
Oh yeah.
especially when she doesn't like to be brushed.
Oh. It's an undertaking for sure.
I had to do that. To
So
the cat a couple of times.
I usually have to do a side at a time, so it looks kind of funny. Because it might be a couple days before I get to the other side before I can catch her again.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as she sees the brush, she's in the back of her igloo.
Yeah.
Like, nope, not coming out. I got food. Nope, not coming out.
I actually assisted my mom once when having to brush the cat because
Oh,
the cat
Lord.
started catching onto it.
Mhm.
But this is I was going through a rough patch in my life, and I had just moved back into my parents, and I was pretty fresh, but enough to draw the cat's curiosity. So
Mhm.
I would grab the bag of treats, shake it, and as Chloe goes, that was the name of the cat, Tuxedo Cat, and she would go into my hand. My mom would just start brushing away as she could. I'm sitting there going, I can't keep this up. Get moving.
Yeah. Brush faster.
Really? Because my cats always love being brushed.
Yeah.
I mean, my biggest problem is that they pay attention to the brush. They try to sniff the brush. They try to
Mm-hmm.
bite the brush, but
They start
love
playing with the brush.
Mm-hmm.
It depends. Well, she either loved it or hated it. Depends on the day we tried it.
Yeah. I had a cat. I would hold the comb. He was a long-haired cat, like a white, fluffy, long-haired cat. And I would hold the comb just straight up and down. So like just the edge of the comb. And I would just hold it. And he would comb himself. He would walk one way, turn around, walk the other way. We would do this for like half an hour, 45 minutes. And the cat would get entirely combed, but he would just comb himself. It was so adorable. He'd push up against it and get real in there. And it was so fun. He was such a funny kitty.
that's great.
Yeah. he
Was
a-
was the cat obsessed with laundry in any way?
Oh, of course, because he's a cat, especially if it's clean and warm. Of course, if I think about it, I'm kind of obsessed with clean, warm laundry too. So, like, I get that. Like clean, warm socks.
And soft.
Oh, yeah.
Socks.
I love the laundry nest. You know, like right after it's out, just like dump it on the bed and have a little nest for a little while, and then it's like, okay, now I have to be an adult and put this away. But for like the 10 minutes that the nest is there, it's so good. Mm.
Yeah, we're overdue for laundry.
Yes, all of us.
Yeah, you don't want to
Yeah.
do that.
We're all a little spicy right now.
I mean, it's tour time.
It is.
so-
It is. Yeah, I think today.
You're
is the
not
day.
wrong.
Nope.
I don't have an excuse.
Nope. I think today is the day each and every one of us individually at some point went, oh, y'all, I'm sorry. But good heavens.
Yeah, it's good that it's virtual.
Man. And we have like
Yeah, I've actually
circulating
said those exact
fans.
words.
and-
It's a good thing you can't smell me over the internet.
Mhm. There is no smell-o-vision for a reason.
That technology does exist, though.
Yeah, they're working on it.
No.
No, it's already out. There's technology out there, but at the time when I saw it, which is 2016, 2017, it was not cheap. The big demonstration I saw it for was for Farming Simulator, and he demonstrated where he was cutting the grass so that he could turn it into hay and all that.